Hi Virgo, welcome to your July 2019 Astrology 33 bonus love reading. Before I forget, for those of you interested in booking a personal reading with me, following me on Instagram, or donating to the channel, just check out the description part of the video for all the info on that. And for those of you who are used to my regular videos and haven't seen one of these yet, this is what I call a bridging the gap spread. So the way it works is the cards on this side would represent your energy toward the connection with your main love interest. The cards on this side would represent their energy toward the connection. And then the positions, this would be the past energies, present energies, future energies. And then when we're done with the main spread, we'll actually try to pull some oracle cards to get some additional insight. That's where the bridging the gap element comes into play. And for those of you who are wondering as far as what these decks are, on the left side, this is the Lover's Path Tarot, and then this is the Tarot of Sexual Magic on the right side. All right, so let's jump into it. Starting with the past position on your side, we have the Nine of Coins. So this is the equivalent of the Nine of Pentacles, and this is actually a Virgo card too. It represents the middle 10 degrees of Virgo, so this could definitely be, for those of you who have your Virgo placement in the middle 10 degrees, you might resonate with this energy a bit more. But what this says to me really is that you were just really enjoying being single, doing your own thing. Maybe your financial life was actually taking a positive upturn and you were just enjoying that, getting out in nature, doing your own thing, not really stressing the thought of being in a relationship whatsoever, just really enjoying yourself and being independent. So pretty positive energy there, but as you could see, for a relationship dynamic, that might not be the best, but that's just the vibe that I'm getting at. You guys are really just content with yourselves, enjoying yourselves, and not even really focusing on the thought of a relationship too much. Now, a past energy on their side is actually the Knave of Wands, and that's the equivalent of the Page of Wands from the other tarot decks. So, to me, this could just be saying that they might have came in and made a bit of a passionate offer towards you. It might have been very casual too, which, quite frankly, that might have meshed with your energy since you didn't seem to be, particularly focused on a relationship either in the past. But yeah, they might have just came in with a passionate offer. You might not have taken it too seriously or really saw it as anything that would have long-term potential, but that's the main vibe I'm getting, very fiery energy from them. And, like I said, maybe not that intention to have anything deep with you, but it might have been exciting and passionate either way. In the present position, we have the Seven of Cups. So this is actually a Scorpio card, the last 10 degrees of Scorpio. But this is more, to me, I view this as that Neptunian mix of the energy in here as well. So, it looks like you could have multiple options on the table for you, but, you're not really sure if any of them are options you're interested in pursuing. So maybe still somewhat in that Nine of Coins energy, but moving more towards the cup energy of maybe being a bit more receptive to pursuing things as far as love would go, but then not necessarily being too happy with the options you have on the table for you right now. It looks like you might have quite a few. And then what I see here is, if we look at that person, like a bit of a faded look in the face there, it's like almost not necessarily a ghost. Like I doubt for the majority of you this is someone that actually passed, but it could just be someone from your past that you're thinking about. So these could be offers coming in from other people, but you still have this person from your past on your mind. So that could be what has you hesitant to even really look at any of these options. If you look at the look on her face, she doesn't look all that happy, right? So a bit of a shift in energy there. The present energy on their side, we got a few cards that came up. Again, we have the Ace of Chalices here, the Ace of Wands, and the Eight of Wands. So a lot of fire energy on their side again. So you could just definitely be dealing with a fire sign. But yeah, with the Ace of Chalices as well, this could just be saying, now with the aces, I tend to think of them that they're more in the idea phase, as opposed to actually being presented. So, this could just be the thoughts that they have in their mind, possibly extending a love offer to you. Obviously, they're interested in something sexual as well. And then with the Eight of Wands, this could just be them actually stepping forward to communicate these desires to you in the present. So, and maybe that's part of where that Seven of Cups energy is coming from as well, because they might be making these offers to you, but it might seem like such a shift in a way that now you're trying to think to yourself, well, do I want to accept this offer from this person, right? Because like I said, they might not have come across as very serious in the past to where, you might think to yourself, well, okay, is this someone that I could actually, pursue things with or what? Because you might just view it as they're coming back in again for just something casual once again. And with the cups energy now, you might just be moving toward wanting something more serious now. So you might be like, okay, that might be appealing, right? But you're trying to decide, well, do I want to go down that road again? In the future position on your side, we have fertility. So this is actually the equivalent of the Empress card in the Rider-Waite Tarot. Obviously, the pregnancy vibe with the name of the card itself, and then also the artwork. People tend to look at the Empress card as a card of pregnancy in general anyway, but here, especially, you could see it looks like she's clearly pregnant, so something to keep in mind there. All that passionate energy coming from their side could definitely lead to a pregnancy for some of you, so just something to keep in mind there. If that's something you aren't interested in, by all means, enjoy getting there. And but for those of you who aren't interested in that, something to keep in mind as well. So you could take any precautions you need to. But yeah, so with this energy here, if aside from the pregnancy vibe, this could just also be you almost leveling up in a way from that Nine of Coins energy up to the Empress level of energy. But in a way, also, this could also be just expecting things to come to you, basically. The Empress doesn't necessarily take the initiative to go out after things. She tends to let things come to her. So that could be another way that the energy is playing out as well. So really all this energy is like in your mind, there's a shift where now you're more open to an actual relationship, but you're not necessarily going to be the one to go out to pursue it either. And then on their side in the future, interestingly enough, they have the Seven of Chalices, which is the Seven of Cups. So, you're in the Seven of Cups energy in the present. Moving into the future, they step into that energy, although, as you can see from the artwork, they seem to be a little more sure of themselves than in the original Seven of Cups we see here. But yeah, um, this could just represent some of that confusion coming across from them as well. And maybe it's just the way you guys are perceiving each other. Again, there's a lot of retrograde energy at play in July. There's 2 eclipses. So, it could just be about that. Maybe, again, like I said in the past, it might have been you didn't take them very seriously. Now it looks like they might be coming in with something a bit more passionate because, yes, there's more wand energy, but now they're also incorporating the chalice energy in there. So where they're like, okay, yes, I'm definitely interested in this person again sexually, but maybe I could turn it into something more as well. And then maybe your attitude towards it, where you seem like a little hot and cold, might throw them off a little bit. And then in the future, you might decide, yeah, I'm totally down. Let's do this. Let's, build something real. And now they might be like, well, what's the deal here? I don't know what's going on. So it just could just be that the two of you confusing each other, quite frankly. And what's interesting to me too is the Pisces reading also had a pregnancy vibe. So that being your opposite sign, keep that in mind. The bottom of the deck on their side too, there actually is the Hangman, which is a major arcana card for Pisces. So definitely some Pisces energy here. I mean, I see a lot of fire, but then there's Cups energy as well. So it definitely could be someone that has like a fire placement and maybe some Pisces placements in their chart. But yeah, it's just, to me, it seems like you guys might be confusing each other, quite frankly. And then we have the Ten of Arrows at the bottom of the deck on your side. Now, this isn't necessarily that gloom and doom type message that you think of with the regular Ten of Swords. This could just be an ending to your thought process, again, especially with the Seven of Cups. That could be saying that in the present you're stuck in your head. This could actually represent clarity, believe it or not, in those thoughts, where now you're like, okay, finally I get which way I want to move forward. And that's maybe where that fertility comes from, where you're like, okay, you know what, I do want to actually pursue something. I can see myself with this person and having, because of beyond just the pregnancy vibe, you definitely get that familial atmosphere too, right? It looks like they're very comfortable with each other. They have a lot of pets and everything, so you might really start to see whereas you might not have seen where things would go with this person in the past. Now you're starting to get a little more clarity to where you're like, okay, I could actually see myself being with this person in a committed relationship. And now they might be like, well, I don't get it. This person seems like their energy keeps shifting. So you really could just be confusing each other, like I said. And with all the retrogrades going on, wouldn't surprise me one bit, quite frankly. So yeah, let's see if we can get some additional messages. First with the Mystic Moon Oracle deck I have here. We'll see if there's any unspoken messages from you toward them. And then we'll see if there's any from them toward you. So I do shuffle this deck before we start recording these videos, but then, you know, I actually like to get jumpers with my decks, so I'll see if we get a jumper. If we do, I'll take it. If I shuffle for a while and nothing's coming up, I'll also take that as a sign too and not try to force it and like pull anything from the top or pull a random card or anything. So we'll see. Like I said, here we're looking for an unspoken message from you towards them. Alright, doesn't seem to be anything coming up there, so next we'll see if there's anything from them toward you. Oh, got something there. Hold on. Alright. So, actually got 3 cards that came up. So we have, oh, sorry, can't see it. There we go. We have, I don't know how I feel anymore. That could be that 7 of Cups energy, so let's put that right over there. Our connection still affects me, okay, you know. And you inspire me, so those are unspoken messages towards you. So, I mean, really, they all kind of blend in, I will say. Our connection still affects me. Again, like I said, maybe this was just something you guys had in the past that was very passionate, right? And maybe with that Knave of Wands energy, it's saying, you know, the Knave of Wands or Page of Wands energy can be a little bit unreliable, you know. So maybe it was just a temporary thing and you didn't really think much of it either. You were just doing your own thing and happy. And now they might come back in, you know, because they're still thinking about you again with the retrogrades. Would not surprise me one bit. And then, but we have the, I don't know how I feel anymore with that 7 of Cups energy too, which is interesting. So, and then the Hangman, can't forget that too. So they might really be reconsidering what their feelings are. But with you inspiring me being there too, it definitely seems like overall it's positive. Like I said, I just really feel like it's more cross signals between the two of you than anything. You know, like I definitely see that there's attraction there, but it might just be getting the two of you on the same page at the same time. You know, that could be the difficulty now. And quite frankly, yeah, during retrograde might not be the best time to see that happen, but you know, so this might just be one of those to be continued things. And lastly, we'll pull an oracle card from this deck. This is one that I use in the regular readings as well. This is the Wisdom of the Oracle deck. So we'll pull one card from this to wrap up here. All right, I'll give it a little bit more. just have one there. Oh, there we go, got one. So you guys got exchanging gifts. There's the artwork for it, and the number is 27. So let's read the messages there. Okay, it says the law of giving and receiving, currency, trade-offs, weighing cost, and determining value. The Oracle's message: you're entering into a productive and enriching time when all manner of opportunities are being offered to you. You have everything you need to seize them. Yet in order to honor them, you must put in the time, exchange your experience and skills, and commit heart and soul to what you're choosing to pursue. You can do it. You have what it takes to be successful if you align with the law of giving and receiving. You must engage in the dance of give and take, push and pull, doing and being. If you let fear guide your choices, you could deplete yourself or create an imbalance. This is not a time of just do, do, do. Use your currency wisely and be mindful of the value others bring to your life. So definitely an interesting message there, and I almost feel like what that could partially be saying is, in the past, with you being in that nine of coins energy, you really were in that comfortable energy of being content, happy with yourself. And like they always say, that usually tends to bring things to you, right? When you stop looking for them and you're actually happy with what you have, that's when you start to attract more things your way. And then when it's saying, you have all types of opportunities being offered to you, this could just be saying that that's what's going on there with the Seven of Cups. You could just have a lot on your plate. And maybe, yes, there is a love offer coming in, but you just might have so many other things going on that you're like really trying to decide, okay, do I have room for that in my life right now, All right, and then the relationship message says love is an exchange of life force energy between two beings. It grows exponentially when it's reciprocated. You must give and receive in order for love to flourish and abundance to flow between you. Spirit wants you to start accepting all the blessings waiting for you, as well as offer the same gift in return. Open your heart and allow it to be filled. Let love in and let it flow out of you, too. Love is truly yours today. So that's interesting there too, as far as the message of reciprocity, because like I was saying, sometimes with the Empress energy, yes, in the positive, they're like, oh, it's that very open, receptive energy. But if you think about it, both the Empress and the Emperor, if you will, they still have that energy of expectation. So sometimes that could be taken to a bit of an extreme. So try to avoid that, to where you're like, well, I'm gonna let the other person do all the work. I'm just gonna sit here and let everything come to me. Because especially if this is the energy this person's been in, where they've been putting in the effort, even if you might not, necessarily agree with the effort all the time, because then they might finally get to the point where they're like, well, I don't know what this person's deal is. I'm trying to make an offer toward them. They're not reciprocating. And then they might just, that might put them on pause with the hangman energy there. So something to think about. But we'll wrap up there, guys, and I'll see you all next month. All right. Bye.